everybody, this is Lynn from Creative Concept Crafts with the final part of this week's release in the Lily collection, and it's the beautiful twisted gatefold card. We've already done the flowers, we did the beautiful floral basket, and to complete the collection we have this really very simple but very pretty twisted gatefold card box and envelope box. So I've already cut out the pieces. As I said, it's a quick and easy, and there's quite a few alternative options for you as we go. So the pale pink is the base mat, which I've already gone round the edges on the scoreboard, and I've also creased and flattened down all of those score lines. Just going to flatten them down so I can get the mats and layers on. In the cerise pink, which is mat 1, we have the centre panel and we have 4 of the triangular panels. 2 of them with a decorative mat, 2 without. You can either use the decorative mats or not, use the second mat 1 or not. There's a couple of options there. And then we have the 2 pieces and the 2 circles which make up the rosette. Again, an option if you choose to use or not on your card. So I've just got the centre panel mat to glue. I've already done the little triangular pieces. So as I've gone around the edge of the scoreboard, I've got a nice clean line to work to for the mat 2, and for this particular card I've used my 220 gram for the base and mat 1, and the metallic is the Hunky Dory Mirror. So I'm just now matting up the card. Make sure you put these mat pieces on the right way up the right side as well. Now if you want to, you can stop at that point. You don't have to go any further than the centre. If you wanted to add a sentiment, then cut out mat 1, the centre mat 1, to put onto the back, and then you can either stamp or add a verse or print something out. You've got your sizes. It's the mat 1 for the centre. So I'm just choosing to add the mat 1 on the other side of the fold back. So basically that's the card finished. So it's a real quick and easy, but there's so many options and so many ways you can go, so many themes you could use. Could be for a guy, don't use the floral mat. I will give you a plain mat option if you wanted to just put a plain mat there instead of the floral one. So isn't that pretty? Okay, and now we're going to add the rosette. I've actually cut this in the cardstock, but you can, and they're actually easier to work with if they're cut on paper. I usually use the Lidl paper. I think is it about 120 grams, something like that. This works, but it's just a little bit stiff to form into position. So if you've never done a rosette before, all that you do is just wind back and forward. There's already score lines on there, and I just turn over backwards and forwards on each of the score lines. So you have an up and a down. So you have a mountain and a valley that fit into one another to join them together, matching up the edges, the dot, which is the decor on the edge. Can you see you've got a mountain and a valley, and you're just joining the two together. And then once you've burnished it down, you'll have to just go in and just reinforce that score line to get it back into shape again. So it just disappears now, you wouldn't know there's a join there. And then we're going to repeat exactly the same thing on the other end. You can either use hot glue or you can use wet glue here. It really doesn't make any difference. With it being such a small area, the hot glue would work. So again, the mountain and a valley, the mountain over the top of the valley and just line up along the edges and burnish it well. Okay, and again I'm just reinforcing the score lines because you flatten them down a little bit. Now comes the fun part, trying to hold that down while you get the centre in. This one, because it's cardstock, it's quite strong, so I normally put my glue pot on top. So it's just something with a bit of weight. You could sit on top of there while you get the circle on. So you're pulling from the outside, push from the inside until you get it flattened down on your desk. I'm actually going to hold this and do the gluing at the same time. So like I said, it's a good game. I just need an extra pair of hands, that's all. But like I said, you can sit a glue pot on quite easily as long as it's weighty enough. So just push that well down. And once that's had a couple of seconds, we can just flip it over and add the other circle to the other side. Now, if you were wanting to, before you do the concertina on the rosette, you could glitter the curve of the edges. That would look really pretty. Okay, so what you've got to remember now is that when you're attaching, you only attach to half. Don't go gluing the whole of the circle and then you've glued your card together. So you need to find the centre point. If you wanted to put a pencil line, half of the rosette, circle glued, and then just popping it down. Make sure you get your glue the right way around and that you don't glue the two sides together. Now you may want to stop there. You could put a happy birthday greeting across the centre of that if you wanted. On the other card that I did, I added the lily flower in the centre. Just going to bring it in now and you can see what I've done with it. So I added a couple of lily flowers in the centre, and I also added one just at the bottom there on the plain mat, and then a couple of sentiments, especially for you with love, which are from the Sentiments Bee bundle that I released recently. Doesn't that look really pretty? On this particular one, I've decided to bring my fuchsia flower in. I thought that would look really sweet on this one. So I've actually put 3 flowers onto one of the stems, and I've added some wire to the stem so it holds it. And I'm just going to add that to the centre of the rosette. So I'm just popping it down and push down. Now at this point you could add more. That's so pretty. Could be for a birthday, it could be for an anniversary, it could be for a wedding if you do it in whites and roses. So many options. I could add flowers top and bottom. I've already prepared them, but I think on this occasion I'm going to leave it. I haven't prepared sentiments, but actually when the card is released, I have actually put happy birthday with love on this particular one. So there's our beautiful box, and there's an envelope box which I actually cut to go with the orange with the lily. So that is our beautiful twisted gatefold card. Hope you enjoy it. Until the next time, bye for now. That's the beautiful